Hello, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to present the findings of this Capstone project. This presentation focuses on the advocacy of partnership-based initiatives dedicated to addressing economic inequities observed as structural issues and identifying the importance and expansion of educational accessibility and opportunities for underserved and low-income youth. With the use of this proposal, there is an intended need of consideration for the development of a scalable model that can be adopted and replicated on a larger scale and are amongst individuals who may be facing similar challenges within their communities. As economic inequalities remain a common structural barrier affecting youth educational opportunities in underserved and low-income communities, it has been observed that there is continuous lack in accessibility of educational resources such as tutoring, technology, mentorship, and workforce development opportunities. These gaps can result in the limitations of academic success, further resulting in the reduction of long-term career readiness. With this understanding, a resulting cycle of economic disadvantages continually repeats itself across generations of individuals specifically identified in marginalized and underserved communities. These challenges do not result from a single factor, but rather stem from systemic issues that may include failures in providing sufficient delivery methods, limitations in collaborative partnership efforts amongst numerous organizations, and misalignment of resources. As many nonprofits function as independents, there is room for potential duplication of services in some areas and increased gaps in others. It is consistently demonstrated that with collaborative approaches, improvements in outcomes and alignment in resources and outreach can further be observed. When collaborative initiatives shared amongst nonprofits are observed with educational institutions, businesses, and workforce partners, the youth greatly benefit from the use of comprehensive support systems. Partnerships are also observed to increase both scalability and sustainability by distributing responsibilities amongst several stakeholders. As many communities have a lack of partnership frameworks, often being informal, there is a necessity to develop and maintain clear communication and coordination. This capstone project clearly identifies and addresses the gaps observed by further proposing structured framework initiatives and proposals of coordinated collaborations. Thorough analysis of nonprofit collaborative models helps to identify many key findings. First, being the identification of collective impact model approach which can be used to produce measurable outcomes leading to suggestive improvements in educational fulfillment. The second being cross-sector partnerships which can expand accessibility to workforce exposure, career readiness, and mentorship opportunities. And finally, the third being shared evaluation metrics, which can be used to improve accountability and program effectiveness. With these findings, structured partnership initiatives can be observed as significant improvements in youth educational outcomes. The challenges in model design are considerably understanding the scalability, sustainability, and adaptability in relation to different community aspects. By using these findings, there is a confirmed intentional and structured partnership that remains critical in providing improved outcomes. Thorough analysis of nonprofit collaborative models helps to identify many key findings. First, being the identification of collective impact model approach which can be used to produce measurable outcomes leading to suggestive improvements in educational fulfillment. The second being cross-sector partnerships which can expand accessibility to workforce exposure, career readiness, and mentorship opportunities. And finally, the third being shared evaluation metrics, which can be used to improve accountability and program effectiveness. With these findings, structured partnership initiatives can be observed as significant improvements in youth educational outcomes. The challenges in model design are considerably understanding the scalability, sustainability, and adaptability in relation to different community aspects. By using these findings, there is a confirmed intentional and structured partnership that remains critical in providing improved outcomes. In response, the Capstone project proposes a Community Youth Opportunity Partnership Initiative, or CYOPI, designed to bring together nonprofit organizations, educational institutions, and community members together in a coordinated system. The goal is to improve and expand educational accessibility and improve opportunities for youth participants. The presented partnership ecosystem will look to identify 4 key primary groups of stakeholders. First would be the nonprofits, who would be designated to provide mentorship and additional support services. Second would be educational institutions, which can seek to provide academic support and accessibility services. Third would be businesses, which can offer career readiness and exposure to workforce pathways. And the fourth being community organizations, which efforts can further support outreach and engagement. Together, a coordinated structure allows for a comprehensive support network for impacted youth to receive further support in academia, career guidance, and further exposure to developmental opportunities under a unified framework that addresses multiple aspects of youth development. There are 4 core components that compose the partnership initiative, including formal partnership collaboration, which looks to coordinate activities, resources, and identify key responsibilities. Second being the program integration model, ensuring accessibility to tutoring, mentorship opportunities, and workforce readiness services. The third being designated platforms to identify shared resources, allowing for partners to coordinate and track participation rates and program outcomes. And the fourth being evaluation framework, used to provide measurable outcomes of program successes and support suggested continuity of improvement. Implementation phases will be completed in 4 phases. Phase 1 will focus primarily on stakeholder engagement. Phase 2 will establish alignment of shared programs and resources. Phase 3 will begin the initiation of the pilot program. And Phase 4 will further evaluate outcomes in preparation for program scalability. With the consideration of approaching completion through these 4 phases, there is opportunity to thoroughly plan, continue to improve, and reduce potential risk by testing a model prior to program expansion. The initiative follows a clear structure logic model that displays inputs of findings, partner relations, and support through volunteer members. Activities considered will include mentorship, tutoring, and career services. Outcomes observed include improvements in academic performance and career readiness, with long-term impacts being greater reduction in observed economic inequities with improvement in accessibility of opportunities. Through the implementation of this initiative, the expected outcomes include improvements in accessibility to resources specific to education and academic performance outcomes. Additional outcomes observed through these initiatives include enhanced workforce readiness and the strengthening of collaborative effort and improvement of organization capacity. With these outcomes comes greater alignment in the goals of minimizing economic disparities and improving opportunities that can be both reflective in individual success and amongst community level impacts. Key performance indicators will be used as a reference to measure success. Measurables include engagement numbers, numbers of participants served, program completion statistics, indicators of educational achievement, and workforce placement. With the use of workforce metrics, indicators such as internship participation will also be analyzed. By using these metrics, there is a sufficient evidence in providing support for needed improvements, ensuring accountability and data-driven decision-making. The project initiative is designed with considerations of scalability. Through the use of partnership frameworks, the model can then be replicated in other locations or communities. With proper documentation used to keep track of processing information, program outcomes can further support program expansion efforts. With this, scalability increases the impact of program from being a local initiative to potentially a national level model. Program sustainability can be achieved through diverse funding, outlets, and shared ownership. Through the combining use of grants, sponsorships, and donations, the program can be sustainably supported. With a variety of funding sources, there is a reduced stress in single source funding, promoting long-term stability. Long-term impacts as a result of these program initiatives include improved educational achievements observed in youth members, improvements in career readiness, workforce participation, and reduced observations of economic disparities. Through collaborative efforts, community networks are both strengthened and program service delivery is improved, strengthening both individuals and communities. This capstone project is being presented in advocacy of implementation for a community youth opportunity partnership initiative. It calls for stakeholders and community partners to adopt and invest in frameworks, keep record of program outcomes, and understand resulting outcomes. By supporting structured collaboration, individuals within targeted communities can move beyond fragmented efforts and towards secure, sustainable, and measurable changes. The opportunity could not only be in the implementation of the program, but in how to transform methods in which we address systemic inequalities. In closing, the outcomes of the Capstone project have been concluded by understanding the need for collaborative solutions in addressing economic disparities and the need for more than just isolated solutions. With intentional collaboration and coordination of partnerships, opportunities for underserved and low-income youth can be expanded and improved. This initiative further provides evidence of practical, scalable, and long-term impacts created for our youth. Thank you for your time and consideration.